Hey, this is RonnygoBOOM and welcome to my trap tutorial series. Earlier this week I showed off 3 simple and easy to build factions traps for brand new factions, and today I'm going to show you how to build them. This right here is a simple factions base that we built last week to try and signify a very easy, early start to a factions base. There's a simple entrance here, what looks like a pit here, and then a staircase to go underneath here. But we trapped them all, and I can't wait to show you how we did it. This is Bragoth. He's going to help me show off the traps. Let's get started with the first one. So as Bragoth approaches the base here, you can see that he absorbed an item, and that caused a trigger to open up the floor underneath him. Let's see it one more time. So Bragoth comes up here, he's trying to investigate the base, falls to his death. At the bottom of this pit, you can put hoppers if you'd like to collect the items, or you can just leave it blank if you don't have hoppers yet and collect the items yourself. You can make a ladder to come down here and pick up all the items because you're bound to find some really good loot. Alright, here we have the trap, and I'm in spectator mode so that you can see what's going on the inside. So through this door, it's just a fake room with some things that might be enticing, trying to get the attention of the player to snoop around a little bit more. If we look through this wall right here, we'll see that there's an item sitting on top of a wooden pressure plate. The item is tripping the pressure plate, which is hooked up to redstone, and there's a dropper that you can see right above it that places more items once that item is gone. If there's no item on the pressure plate, this redstone is hooked up to a little clock that will trigger the dropper to drop another item, and it's also triggered to the pistons down here. It's not too complicated. Pistons just pull away this floor right here. The redstone from my other trap got in the way, so I couldn't pull this block right here away, so we just have a piston in the wall pushing this block over to the side. Here's the trap from a different angle with all the stuff removed. So as we can see, there's an item here sitting on this pressure plate, triggering this clock. As soon as that item is absorbed, the clock will trigger, triggering the pistons and triggering this dropper to drop another item. Let's see that again. We can absorb it from here, anywhere we can absorb that item, dropping the player to their death. If you'd like, you can extend this signal right here with a comparator heading this way, and a piece of redstone. With these comparators here, it extends the signal to allow the pistons to open up for longer. You can place a door here if you like, and you're good to go. Now you just have to cover up all the redstone. Pretty easy to do. I have a full tutorial on this in my Undetectable trap triggers video. You can check it out here if you want to see more designs.
Ooh, found some stairs.
Stone pressure plates are great because they blend right in with the stone. Unless you're really close enough to see the hitbox, it's very difficult to see it. And most of the time, people aren't staring at the ground when they're walking down a staircase. So as you go down, typically what people like to do is pull the stairs away with pistons, because that's the easiest thing to set up with redstone, but that's not automatically resetting because it will pull the pressure plate off and you can't use it again. So instead, we pull the wall out from behind you with these pistons, pulling the wall out from behind you and pushing the player off into the hole that's just a little bit offset. I have a full tutorial on my intermediate traps video at 1 minute in. Click here for that tutorial. Cool thing about this trap is it works going both up and down. Falling to your death. Here I have 2 suffocation mechanisms for the bottom of a trap. You can either place this after a long fall, which is what I would suggest. So just in case the fall doesn't kill them, it will kill them with the suffocation. The problem with suffocation is that some players have access to their ender chest if they have like a command for it, and they can place all their items in their ender chest before they die, because suffocation gives you time to do that. It typically doesn't allow you to teleport, but some servers have pretty buggy teleport systems, so they might even be able to get out of it if you use a suffocation trap. That's why I prefer to use fall traps. But just in case, here we go. So I have 2 different designs, one with a tripwire and one with pressure plates. Pressure plates are a lot cheaper and easier to find, but tripwire is a lot easier to add hoppers to because it doesn't matter what's underneath it, whereas underneath the pressure plates you have to have the redstone. Now, if you wanted to add hoppers to this, you could either do it in a complicated way or a simple way, It depends on what you have. So for example, if we want to do it with hoppers, what I could do is line the side right here with some hoppers. We're going to need a chest here. Line this with hoppers. Then we want to take out this layer of wall and we want to add another layer of hoppers because the redstone has got to go here. Pressure plates right here as normal. Redstone here. And then we just have to hook up, we don't need this anymore. Just got to hook this up to redstone. There we go. And then we'll line the walls with glass as before. Obviously this staircase down isn't going to work, so we need another hopper here. And we're going to have to find a good way to encase this. There we go. If hoppers are your limiting resource, you definitely want to stick with the tripwire. All you have to do is hook up a row of pistons with a single line of redstone to either the tripwire or to your pressure plates, and you'll have a really efficient mechanism. In this next trap, players will try to investigate this water hole to try and see what's down here. Maybe they could get inside. Unfortunately for them, as soon as they start coming down here, they're going to trigger a trap by proximity that's going to lock them off from getting out. It's going to close the doors up top and they're going to drown in here. Oh, that's awesome. Notice how that opened up as soon as he died. Let's take a look at this again from a different angle. He goes down there. It automatically closes above him. He drowns in the trap, and then as soon as he dies, the trap will reopen automatically. I love how it opens up after you die. Alright, so let's see how it works. Underneath this location, right down here, about 16 blocks from this location right here, directly down, we have a zombie spawner. I use the zombie spawner because on faction servers, it's actually pretty easy. Most of them have wrenches or ways to get spawners. So whatever cheap spawner you can find, 16 blocks away, you're going to place down one of these spawners. Then you can line the bottom with tripwire or pressure plates. I use pressure plates here because they're cheaper and easier to get when you're a low-level starting faction. Right underneath the pressure plates, we're going to have a big room full of redstone. And then we just want to repeat that signal all the way up and up and up and up until here, and we're going to have 3 pistons on this side and 3 pistons on this side hooked up to that redstone very simply to close off the gap. Now we don't want it on this layer right here because we don't want to break the water source blocks. We want it on this layer here to block the top, and then we want water source blocks on this layer just underneath it as well, so even if they swim up, they're still drowning and they can't get out. Then they drown here, their items fall to the bottom. If you want, you can set up a hopper mine cart that'll loop around. You can hook that up to the redstone if you'd like as well, to loop around grabbing all those items and collecting the items for your trap. As soon as the player is gone, those zombies will despawn, because zombies despawn if there's no player within 128 blocks, and as soon as they die, they're not going to be within 128 blocks anymore. So as long as this spawner is at least 16 blocks from your base, when the player dies, the trap will instantly reopen. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this trap tutorial. Make sure you check out my channel for more trap tutorials, or click here for my factions Let's Plays. But before you do that, I want to take a minute to talk about something that's really important to me. NiftyManiac is one of the admins on my server. He's awesome. He's fair, loyal, knowledgeable, hardworking, everything I could want in an admin. Without him, my server would not be running. Unfortunately, his computer got hacked, and either as a result or unrelatedly, it got fried. The motherboard is fried and he needs a new computer. He can't afford one on his own, and when I talked to him about it, he was really reluctant to accept my help. But I can't afford to buy him a whole computer by myself. He spent all the money he had on some of the parts, but he's still short. So I want to help him out by setting him up a GoFundMe page for his new PC for school and Minecraft. to show off how much we appreciate Nifty and all the amazing things he's helped us do, I really want to help him out with this. There's a link in the description if you want to contribute, or if I can, I'll put an annotation link here. But I really appreciate any support that you can give.